Brandon, thank you. Tonight, a major milestone in the fight against Alzheimer's. A new drug shown to slow the progression of the disease in the early stages got full regulatory approval from the FDA. I went to PET Imaging of Tulsa today to talk with them about their role in the clinical trials.
What I'm going to do is I'm just going to line the brain up. It's going to feel like it's pushing your head forward.
That's Natalie Spreiter, a nuclear medicine technologist at PET Imaging Tulsa. She showed me how this equipment helps them pinpoint beta amyloid plaques in the brain, an indicator of Alzheimer's disease.
You can see how the frontal lobe looks, you lose the undulations and it looks like it's a little bit blooming.
She told me the work done here was a vital part of the clinical trial that helped get Leqembi full FDA approval. And patients have to prove the amyloid plaques in the brain before they can get the infusion.
What it's designed to do is remove the plaques from the brain in hopes that it can kind of slow down the symptoms of Alzheimer's.
And this work is personal for Natalie. Her mom, Sue Ann, was diagnosed with Alzheimer's about 6 years ago.
When you have Alzheimer's, it's a race against time. If Leqembi would have been available to her 6 years ago, she might not be at the end stage of Alzheimer's now.
The Alzheimer's Association says Leqembi is the first drug approved by the FDA that actually helps slow down the disease in the early stages. It slowed down cognitive decline by about 5 months.
While this is not a cure for Alzheimer's disease, it does buy people in those very early stages some longer time for independence.
Dr. Sarah Coates is a neuropsychologist that does testing to diagnose different forms of dementia. She says more than 67,000 people in Oklahoma have Alzheimer's, and this medicine is a step in the right direction to actually treat the disease instead of just the symptoms.
While this medication may not be the silver bullet for curing Alzheimer's disease, we do hope that it will be an important part in the overall combination of therapies that we will develop over the years to come.
I told you in January, when the FDA gave the drug accelerated approval, one of the biggest hurdles was cost. The $26,000 price tag was out of reach for most families. Now, with full approval, Medicare will be able to cover the drug.
It removes the barrier that was in the place of the high cost of this drug. It made it inaccessible to a lot of people.
Oklahoma Attorney General Gutner Drummond released a statement saying in part, quote, the approved coverage for Medicare recipients will significantly increase availability for a promising medication that represents hope for hundreds of thousands of families coping with the heartbreaking impact of Alzheimer's.